cars, and we are green here at Cedar Lake. Handmaker's going to work to the inside in turn 1 and 2. We make it through turn 1 and 2. Now remember, the track conditions are a little bit different here this afternoon. Hayden Toll's going to start way deep in the back of the field of this one as well. 2 out of 40. We continue to make it through the middle of turn 1 and 2. You do got a battle for the race lead, and it'll be Jackson Hayes, your new leader, coming into turn 1 and 2. Brandon Avila at number 25 of Hayes into the wall down to the backstretch. I don't think it's going to help him out too well. Here comes Jamie Massey with a slide job over 3 and 4. We're 3 out of 40. As Massey will be able to take the lead. Jackson Hayes in the 77 right there behind him. As the number 25 of Brandon Avila to the inside. Oh, but 3 wide coming off of 3 and 4. So far, 5 out of 40 here for our modified pro late models here this afternoon. As Jamie Massey going to be able to roll through the middle and turn 3 and 4. The 77 of Jackson Hayes. It'll go to the 25 of Brendan Avila, the 31 of Matt Smith. And it'll go to the 115 of Dane Norris. Going to be your top 5. As everybody's on the bottom side of the speedway here early. 6 out of 40. The top shelf in 3 and 4 is heavily got a lot of marbles on it. Everybody's at the bottom side early. Zach Steven at number 24, the 29 of Carter Long. Meanwhile, it's going to be the 13 of David Ellis. We got that top shelf in turn 1 and 2 absolutely gone as Carter Long and David Ellis get together in the middle of 3 and 4. You have the number 45 of Tony Weed. It'll be the old number 2 machine of Orville Combs going to be joining us here this afternoon. It'll be the 45 of Tony Weed with the 54J. That's going to be Jonathan Snyder. And the number 2 machine of Tyler Daniels going to be our 18-car field so far. 9 out of 40. Hey, thank you for the like. We appreciate ya. By the way, I got a restriction on my channel, just so you all know. 10 out of 40 as the marbles are starting to line up there on the top shelf of turn 1 and 2. So far, it's all Jamie Massey able to roll to the bottom. You got the 77 machine of Jackson Hayes. It's going to be Braden Avila and Matt Smith going to be able to roll to the field as well. As here comes Matt Smith way sideways in turn 1 and 2. I don't think you want to go up there on the top shelf. That's the 25 of Braden Avila following right behind the 77 of Jackson Hayes, a 12 out of 40. Guys trying to clear that top shelf off, and Brandon Avila might be able to do so off of turn number 2. Avila's going to take a look to the inside of a 3 and 4. Jackson Hayes on the top shelf, door to door, not going to be able to get there. 13 out of 40. It's going to be really interesting to see what that top shelf's going to do when it finally starts to dust off, as Jamie Massey is just smooth and steady through the middle of 3 and 4. 13 out of 40. Doug Hammaker looking good for the 7th spot in the number 83. You got James Dahl in the 90. He'll be in the 8th spot. After that is going to be the old number 327 of Hayden Tolson moving up to 9th, up 7 spots from his starting position. Hunter Jordan in the 22 for 10th. You've got the 31 of Tyler Trenham in the 24. That'll be Mr. Steve. It'll go to the 13 machine of David Ellis with that number 2 ride. That's going to be Orville Combs going to be joining us. You'll have the number 45 of Mr. Tony Weed. After that's going to be that number 29 of Carter Long, the 54 J. John Snyder, and the 2 of Tyler Daniels, as we got a battle for that 2nd spot. 24 to go for the 40 lapper here with the Cedar Lake Speedway, as Brendan Avila trying that top shelf in turn 1 and 2. It's still not there. Jackson Hayes going to start throwing some sliders as you've got a good run as the number 25 of Brendan Avila to the inside. Chase Master, now I got to ask you a favor. Can you tell TikTok that this is not unoriginal reproduced content, please? Because I keep getting a restriction every time I go live. 22 more to go here this afternoon as Jackson Hayes going to be able to roll to the inside. Meanwhile, the 31 of Matt Smith doing a really good job as the old 115 of Dane Norris going to be in the 5th spot. You have the 83 of Doug Hammaker. This might be Doug Hammaker's best run here in a Pro Late model, as he's got the 115 of Dane Norris in front of him. You got the 11T of Kinder Tosh, and I tell you, I know. You got to tell them. They keep restricting me. It's unreal. Halfway to go, going to be this time by. What a race. Here comes Hayden Tolson, the Pro Series driver. Going to stick his nose to the outside of Kinder Tosh. He's going to look to the inside. Dane Norris is there, and the 83 of Mr. Hammaker gets in the back of Dane Norris. What a save by those 3 drivers. As Hammaker and 83, here comes Hayden Tolson, going to battle to the inside. Tolson had to come way deep in the back of the field with 18 to go. Racetrack finally starting to clear off a little bit on that top shelf, and it looks like it's starting to get a little racy up there as Jamie Massey has caught the back of the field of the number 2 of Tyler Daniels, as we got the old 45 of Tony Weed and the 29 of Carter Long as they get together. Leaders are coming, lappers, settle down. As the old number 45, that's awesome, man. I hope you have a good day of racing as Jamie Massey and number 2 machine is going to be right there behind the 45 of Tony Weed. As Tony Weed's going to be right there in front of the leaders. We got about 16 more to go. So far for the Pro Late Models here tonight is Tony Weeds, a lap down car. There's Brandon Allen, that number 25. Carter Long and the 29 is going to pull it into the infield. As you got Jamie Massey working on the inside. Here comes Avila to the outside in lap down traffic. As Avila and Tony Weed get together down to the backstretch. Avila all over the back bumper of Massey. You got a battle out of 3 and 4. We may have a new leader. Massey going to be able to hold on to the lead as lap down traffic is benefiting the number 25 of Brandon Avila. As Avila's going to be able to roll to the top shelf in 3 and 4. So will Jamie Massey with 13 to go. 12 to go with the Pro Late Models here with the Cedar Lake Speedway. Carter Long pulled it in. Tony Weed and Tyler Daniels the only car to lap down. And we got another great race in lap down traffic with 11 to go. Outside lane has finally moved in here this afternoon with about 11 to go. As Brandon Avalon, the 25's got the 54 of Mr. Jonathan Snyder going to be our next car on a lap down as he's ripping the same line as the leaders. Can Brandon Avila time it one more time with 10 more to go? Jamie Massey to the top shelf. Brandon Avila right there as well as the 54 is right there in front of him with some more heavy lap down traffic for your race leaders. Oh boy, we got 2 lap down cars of the 54 John the Snyder and the 13 of David Ellis. Here comes the leaders. 8 more to go. Going to be this time by. What is Jamie Massey going to be forced to do here? He's got the 54J right there in front of him. Massey going to go low. 2-car slider in the middle with 3 and 4. Brandon Avila going to split him down to the front stretch. 7 to go. Massey with a beautiful 2-car slider on the lap down traffic, and he's going to get a car between him and Brandon Avila. But Avila's going to battle right back to the outside. 6 more to go here for the late models. And talk about the lap down traffic doing exactly what they needed to do. As you got Massey still your leader. Somebody give me a high five this time by. 5 to go here for the Pro Late Models here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Jamie Massey got a little bit of a gap there from Brandon Avila, number 25. More lap down traffic ahead of the number 2 of Orville Combs and the number 24 machine of Zach Steve. As the leaders are getting ready to go this time around, we got 3 to go. As Jamie Massey still going to be the race leader to the top shelf. As you've got 3 to go this time by. 3 to go as Jamie Massey has got a nice little comfortable lead over Brandon Avila. Cue up the choir. We got 2 to go this time around. Two to go. Here we go. Will Jamie Massey get to the white flag as he's got a lot of lap down traffic ahead of him? As it looks like Brandon Avila made him burn his tires off. White flag in the air. Holy smokes, no way to the SLR community doing beside Jamie Massey. Getting way tight in the middle with 3 and 4. Green and checkered with 18 cars.